Fame is not for everyone, and sometimes it takes being in the spotlight to figure out where they're truly meant to be. For some, due to privacy requests, and others just because they want a normal life, there are plenty of celebs who seemingly disappeared from Hollywood, and today we are going to be counting down the top 10 celebrities that disappeared from Hollywood in 2023. At number 10 is Drake Bell. Now, the former Drake and Josh actor hasn't made much of a Hollywood appearance since his role in an episode of Robot Chicken in 2022, and is currently on track to appear in an animated film, Fangbone, later this year. However, the actor did actually make headlines earlier this year for genuinely disappearing. On the morning of Thursday, April 13th, 2023, the Daytona Beach police shared the concerning news that he was considered missing and endangered via their Facebook page. The report revealed that Bell was last seen driving his car in the area on the evening of April 12th, just before 9 p.m., and that no one had been able to get into contact with him since. Any case of being considered missing and endangered should not be taken lightly. However, by that afternoon, Bell was reported to have been located and confirmed to be safe. The Drake and Josh star addressed the incident on social media that night, writing, "You leave your phone in the car and don't answer for the night, and this is what happens," with a laughing emoji. This situation coincidentally occurred around the same time that Bell's wife, Janet Von Schlemming, had filed for divorce. The reason for the report was due to Bell's brother feeling as though he was in crisis and thus was concerned for his mental health when he couldn't reach him, leading for him to contact authorities. At number 9 is Frankie Muniz. We don't hear much about the Malcolm in the Middle star these days, and that may be due to the fact that Muniz has decided to, although not step away from acting completely, shift his focus to different professional ventures, which simply resulted in fewer acting gigs. Right after the Disney sitcom came to a close, Muniz took on the entrepreneurial endeavor of purchasing a number of parking lots in downtown Los Angeles, a simple investment to make some passive income. And 2 years later, Muniz pursued open-wheel racing, as well as a career in music, performing as the drummer in a Pennsylvania-based band named Kingsfoil, but quitting due to scheduling issues. In 2018, he bought the business Outrageous Olive Oils and Vinegars, which is based in Scottsdale, Arizona. Muniz, although quiet, is still active in Hollywood for the most part, but now just makes incredibly selective decisions, making sure the project is actually something he's truly passionate about. At number 8 is Taron Egerton. The Sing 2 actor shared a post to Instagram earlier this year alongside a lengthy caption that detailed his decision to step away from social media and thus Hollywood, although playing the lead in the 2023 film Tetris for the time being. Many stars take breaks from social media, unsurprisingly, to protect their mental well-being. In the caption, he writes that he's found social media to have created an addictive cycle for him, and he feels that he must make the commitment to himself to be more present in his life, seeking out the company of people he loves and doing things he's passionate about. He also felt his addiction to social media was impacting his career, noting that he felt Instagram was impeding his ability to reach his full potential. At number 7 is Awkwafina. The Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings star revealed that she plans to be taking a hiatus from Twitter until at least 2024. This decision came about as advice from a therapist, she wrote in the post on the site last February. This announcement came just hours after she shared a statement regarding her use of a black scent and African-American vernacular English early in her career, apologizing and mentioning that she began using it under the belief that it was, quote, internet slang, and that there is a fine line between, quote, offense and pop culture. She continued writing that she, as a non-black person of color, will always work towards understanding, quote, the history and context of AAVE and what is deemed appropriate or backwards towards the progress of any and every marginalized group, adding that her intention was and will never be to mock, belittle, or be unkind at the expense of others. She ended her hiatus announcement by thanking her fans for their continued support. At number 6 is Cara Delevingne. Cara was the subject of widespread worry after photos surfaced of her looking disheveled and erratic at an airport last September in Los Angeles. She was seen walking around in dirty socks after reportedly boarding a private jet belonging to Jay-Z and then abruptly disembarking 45 minutes later. However, a month later she made an appearance in Paris to kick off the new capsule collection she created with the late designer Karl Lagerfeld, looking put together, stable, and absolutely gorgeous, which was a relief as she was reportedly a no-show at the launch of the Cara Loves Karl collection in New York Fashion Week in September. A few inside sources revealed to the Post that Cara was apparently hiding a substance abuse issue, and her appearance in Paris only hid that fact and did not mean that she was actually doing well. The model actually decided to discuss her mental health struggles and addiction battle in an interview with Vogue magazine last April, saying to the publication that she felt the, quote, bad place she'd fallen into was enough motivation to begin the process of getting help. This was the first time she'd confessed to battling addiction instead of her past claims of simply dabbling, which is how it starts, I suppose. She went on to say that she's experienced loved ones having interventions with her, but she wasn't ready to address the problem head-on at those points in her life. These interventions, though, caused her to push everyone in her life away, including therapists, which she says she had not seen in 3 years. After the images surfaced at the airport by the Daily Mail last year, Cara decided to check herself into rehab. In the line of work that Cara's in, it's no surprise that she has access and is constantly surrounded by substances. It's an unfortunate part of the culture in any Hollywood industry, not just modeling. Cara's focus on her health and mental well-being means she's taken a much-needed break from the spotlight, and I hope to see see her doing better in the near future. At her halfway point is Priscilla Presley. It's no shock that Priscilla has kept public appearances to a minimum after she experienced the sudden and tragic loss of her beloved daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, on January 12th of this year. The grief that no mother should ever have to endure, coupled with the legal dispute with Priscilla's daughter, Riley Keough, who has now officially been named the sole trustee of her late mother, Lisa Marie Presley's estate. Priscilla has been keeping a low profile, assumed to be doing what she needs to do to focus on continuing the grieving process and spending time with loved ones without the distraction or invasion of privacy that the spotlight calls for. At number 4 is Dylan Sprouse. One half of the Disney actor twins, Dylan Sprouse decided to step away from the rigorous acting schedule he had on his stint with Sweet Life, the sitcom franchise that ran from 2005 to 2011. However, he's still taking on roles such as his appearance in the After franchise with the 2020 film After We Collided. In addition, he's acted in a few indie projects, but has greatly reduced the amount of screen time he's had. Instead, the former Disney star has shifted his focus to craft beer, opening and founding the All Wise Meadery in Brooklyn, New York with 2 business partners in 2018. All Wise now has locations in Atlanta, Los Angeles, Texas, and Hungary, so I'm sure Dylan is keeping quite busy with his IPAs and ciders. Alongside his entrepreneurial ventures, he also just recently got married to his longtime girlfriend and now wife, Victoria's Secret model Barbara Palvin, just this summer. So his appearance in Hollywood has obviously been stunted due to all his new husbandly duties. At number 3 is Danny Lloyd. Now this one might be cheating, since he hasn't been truly in the limelight since his child acting appearance in the 1980 horror film The Shining, initially leaving behind acting there at age 9, but just recently making another on-screen appearance in adulthood for a brief cameo in the 2019 Shining sequel Dr. Sleep, where he played a spectator at a baseball game. I wanted to mention Danny Lloyd as I'd actually had the chance to meet him at Fan Expo like 3 years ago, so I feel like I can speak of his newfound life away from movie fame in a passive first-person perspective. Danny's actually a high school biology teacher in Louisville, Kentucky, saying that the money he made from the movies he took part in as a child helped put him through college. From what I gathered in the panel I saw him speak at, he's a pretty normal dude. He honestly seemed to not even understand why he'd been asked to speak at the expo in the first place. He's just a guy living a normal life with his kids and his wife. In an interview he did with The Guardian in 2017, he said he doesn't really do interviews, as I said, he's just a normal guy, but he always wants to make it clear that his acting experience, most notably The Shining, was a good experience. And a runner-up is Jennifer Stone. Before her acting debut on Disney Channel as Harper on Wizards of Waverly Place, she also appeared in episodes of House and Without a Trace. She went on to act in TV movies such as High School Possession and Nasty Habits. After stepping away from acting, she pursued a career in nursing, currently working in the emergency room at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center in Burbank, California. She's opened up about how her past acting jobs have been helpful work experience as a medical professional in an interview with Deadline she did in 2020. She went on to say that nursing requires you to work alongside and for many different kinds of people who are going through very unique and difficult things, and her work as an actor has helped her to effectively empathize and listen. She went on to begin a podcast entitled Wizards of Waverly Pod with ex-co-star David DeLuise, but it was put on hiatus after the SAG-AFTRA strikes went into effect. Since then, Jennifer has been focusing on her nursing career, but I'm sure we'll see her back doing some creative endeavors soon. Our number 1 spot goes to Sophie Turner. The Game of Thrones actor who married Jonas' brother Joe back in 2019 has taken some time away from Hollywood after having her first child with her husband, daughter Willa, in July of 2020. Turner has been quite private when it comes to publicly disclosing details regarding her personal life with Joe and Willa since becoming a mother. She's been open about the fact that it makes her incredibly uncomfortable when paparazzi attempt to take photos of her child, unsurprisingly. In a 2021 social media post, she voiced her discomfort after a paparazzi managed to get a picture of her daughter, reiterating the fact that she avoids posting pictures of her kid for a reason, explaining she does not want those pictures out there for public consumption, for the very fair reason of the fact that Willa is her own person and did not ask for a life of fame or to be photographed in public. She goes on to call it creepy, saying she's sickened and disgusted by the people who follow her around and try to take pictures of her and her child. This is a clear and valid reason for Sophie to have taken some time away from Hollywood. Privacy is obviously very important for her, and I commend her for making sure her child stays out of the public eye before she's even old enough to understand what that means. And that is our list of the top 10 celebrities that disappeared from Hollywood in 2023. Let us know if we forgot any in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.